Good morning.
Good morning. She's calling me names, you know.
Do what, sorry?
She's calling me names.
Ah. And how are we today?
Hunky dory.
Marvellous. Job's a good one. So, did you do your workbook? Let's have a look at our thoughts. Can't stop yawning this morning. What's wrong with me? Been awake for ages. Oh, wrong page, silly Billy. How did we find we went? Cool. Okay, cool. Splendid. So our provisional plan for today: steering, gears. So how's your preparation gone?
Good. Did you work that?
Oh, let's have a look. So you want to go?
Which one's that one?
This is lesson 2 and 3. Well, I think we'll probably get enough time and space to do both.
I did.
Oh, excellent. Let's have a quick look. How did you find it?
Not bad actually. Easier than the first one.
Righty-ho. Now I've just put a little bit of warm air on because it's starting to feel a little cold.
Chilly, yeah.
You're going to be the driver, and the rule is driver sets the temperature. Driver also chooses the music to listen to if the radio is going to be on. That's cool. Yep, it's cool. They're kind of rough guides.
Yeah.
It's rather than thinking of it in terms of how many miles an hour are we going to do before we change gear. What we're hoping to do is to just get a feel for it.
Yeah.
The car will tell you.
I noticed that when we went up to second gear and I went a bit faster, it started sort of like whining a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Change gear. It's also, if you're in too high a gear, you can feel it struggling. But we'll get a feel of that as we go along. Okay. Did you check your answers against the answers at the back, or?
No, not this time. I did last time.
Were you that confident? Excellent.
I just didn't want to know. Didn't look.
That's brilliant. Well done. So we've got as our final plan. Let's just double check that we're still okay with that. Got to be able to change gears 1 to 5 without forgetting the clutch. You've read the workbook, did the quiz, practice changed again the set. Then how to turn cordless properly. Okay, cool. Still okay with that?
Yep.
That seemed like a reasonable plan. Now, what I did was I came over a little bit earlier today because I thought there might be some usable places on the trading estates across here, and the only places that looked like they would be good for that were there's loads of traffic.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea where we might do it? Or?
For doing which one?
Well, for the place I normally go to for steering is over next to where Comet used to be.
Yeah.
Gears, I quite like the road that we used last week.
Yeah, I'm thinking
because it's long, straight, not too much traffic, so we don't get to. So if you're all right to trust me on that, we'll just use those places.
The only other steering place I could think of was Xscape Overflow car park. Because obviously it's a midweek and it won't have anything in it, or it shouldn't do. But it depends if it's open. I don't know if they've got barriers or what. I've never been.
Really
So.
not sure. Don't know. I don't know. I suspect that's probably a little busier than the one that I kind of had earmarked.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I might have a look at that way we used to. But we'll use the one that I suggest, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll leave you to familiarise yourself with the heating controls and get the temperature the way you want it. So what we want to do is to, rather than say to you, this is how you do it, hold it like this, do that, do the other. We want to try and get you to find your own steering position that's comfortable for you and that works for you. We use what we call a pull-push method, but you've probably seen people shuffling the wheel around. And rather than give you a detailed explanation of it, I would like you to just find your own way of doing it, really. We're just about to swap seats. Precautions before we get out.
Handbrakes on.
Yep, good. Is it the same here as it was last time? What do you reckon?
Sort of. It just depends if the car's next to you and pedestrians walking around.
Yeah.
But we're pretty safe because there's none next to us. And
We
no
should
people.
be. And if we look behind, there's a hedge there that people can't get through. So it's pretty much safe to say. So which would you go around the front or around the back?
Probably around the front.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter here,
No,
does it?
because there's nowhere to run you down. Or...
Well, hopefully not.
I don't think you could get round back with hedge.
Do our usual checks. So you want to make yourself comfy? Do a cockpit drill, like a fighter pilot, except we're not going to go quite that fast. So can we reach everything? Is everything set the way we want it?
There we go.
We're already all supplied? Does it all look about right?
That needs adjusting.
Okay.
But I have to turn engine onto it on this
Yeah,
day.
you do. Or at least to the power position where the lights come on.
There you go. It.
How's that? Righty-ho. If you want to get yourself ready, what we'll do is we'll use this end of the car park first. We'll drive down there, and before we get to where that van is, and before that path being, we just want to turn the car all the way around this way, and then we'll go the other way. So we're just getting the feel of the steering and seeing if, you know, what sort of position we find.
Okay, okay.
When you're ready, off you go.
Can't remember now.
It's okay, take your time. You're in a bit of a hurry, aren't they? What do you think the problem is there?
Is it in neutral?
Correct. That's it, well done. Wouldn't go in, you worked it out. And where do we need to look before we move off?
Oh, mirrors.
Yep. Anywhere else?
In front?
Yep. Is it worth checking the blind spot here, do you think? What do you reckon?
Probably.
There shouldn't be anybody there, but you
There might
never
be.
know. How's that in terms of smoothness?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. So, somewhere along, let's spin the car round, right round to the left, put as much steering on as you can. And then once you're on full lock, just let it go all the way around. That's it, and then round to the left again. That's good, well done. Keeping an eye on him. And then just hold the steering on right the way around to the left. We'll go over the lines this time. And then let it go so that we're pointing towards the fitness first, and then spin it around to the right. So we're doing a big figure of eight. How does that feel?
Quite alright, actually.
Okay. And again, point over towards Curry's, and then spin hard left. That's good. And again, round to the left. And if we point over towards fitness first, when we get over there, see if you can get it right the way around it as fast as you possibly can. And then point towards Curry's. And this time we'll go right the way around to the left. See if you can take bigger moves with the steering. Oh, that's better. See how much easier it is to get the steering on quick. That's good. And then hard right. And then once we're pointing this way, we'll just find a convenient place to just pull up. There's nobody around, so it doesn't matter where we stop. car safe.
Don't put it on with 2 hands again.
And relax. How was that? How did it feel?
It was alright until that car started coming down.
Well, obviously when other people start coming around, you think, ooh, where are they going? What am I going to do here? But as you can see, they kept that about way. When I asked you to move it faster, how did that work for you, do you think?
It was alright. Eventually I started going a bit faster.
It looked like it was hard work.
Yeah.
What if you wouldn't mind me making a suggestion? When you're shuffling it around like that, make bigger moves.
Yeah.
Make your hands touch at the top and the bottom. Then it'll take less moves to get it all the way around.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter here because we've got tons of space, but if we were manoeuvring, say you were coming up here and you wanted to turn into that parking space, you're going to have to have an awful lot of steering on very quickly.
Yeah.
So using those big moves helps. So should we have another go at that?
Yeah.
Maybe try making the bigger moves?
Bigger moves.
So what are we looking for in terms of success from this attempt, do you reckon?
Sharper turns.
Okay, cool. Now, just before we go off, a couple of times we pulled our arms kind of over the top because it sometimes feels easier to do it that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think that gains you?
Not really.
Well, it does mean you probably got the steering on a little quicker, but can you think of any disadvantages to having your hand crossover like that?
It takes you longer to get back to...
Maybe. Anything else? Any idea what lives in here apart from the horn?
Airbag.
And if it went off while your arm was crossed?
Smack yourself.
And it does happen. Because airbags go off during minor nudges, and minor nudges happen at places like junctions and in car parks when you're steering. So it's probably better not to have your arm across.
Yeah.
It's not because of anything that we do on test. People say, oh, will I fail my test for that? Well, actually, no, you won't. But we don't want to put ourselves at risk.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll go round to the right whenever you're ready. How do you think it was in terms of moving off and stopping?
Smooth.
It's alright, wasn't it?
I think they're learning how to park.
I think you're right. And then we'll take it all the way around to the right and then spin hard left. Again, just let it go all the way around. We'll point at that corner. This time think about how much steering we're using. Make your hands touch top and bottom. That's it. It's a bit easier then, isn't it? So what we'll do is we'll try some different amounts of steering. If we go along in between the white van and the red car through there, and what we'll do is we'll go around the white van and back up here, the other side of those little blue posts. So obviously we're going to need a lot of steering at this point. Well done. And we'll go to the end and go around to the left, missing the lines. It's bad luck if you hit the lines. That's good, well done. Now we'll come to a stop there until we work out what they're doing. What do you think they're going to do?
If I go that way, I'll possibly start parking again.
That's it. So now what do you think he's going to do?
Point park, because he's looking
Yep. So what we'll do is we'll cut in left across these last couple of parking bays and do another little loop that way.
Right.
If that's okay. Now then, while you're doing this, you just take your foot off the gas and see what happens to the car. It'll just trundle without you doing anything at all. So we'll go around the end of the loop.
Without?
Yeah, just see how slow you can make the car go. I think sometimes people think that if you take your foot off the gas, it's going to go bleh and die, and it doesn't always. Now you can put some more back on if you want. I just wanted to demonstrate that to you. And we'll go up to the end. You see
Right,
where
to
the
the
red,
end, red
see where the
car.
red car is. Yeah, we'll go round the red car and back this way. Again, Again, so you can see it's fairly tight, so we need slow speed, fast hands. So just come off the gas just a teeny bit. That's it. And then around the silver car at the end.
Road surface is a bit rubbish, isn't it?
It's not good, is it? And then left up where she is. That's good. So it gives us like a practice area where it's like pretend junctions. And then up to the end. And then we'll turn right and go along that track again. Again, think about how much movement we're making with the steering. Fast hands.
Oh, too busy watching that car. See if I got it or not.
And then again we'll go around the loop. And we'll go in this gap here in between the parking spaces.
This one.
That's the one. And we'll follow we'll go around this little block. Again, think about nice smooth action. And then we'll pull up along here on the left. So we'll just tuck in just along the edge of those parking bays. So we'll pretend that that white line's the edge of the road. So remember to do it with one hand that time. How'd that feel?
Not too bad. That scared me when I was looking at a car.
Well, it's always it's always what you find is when you go through when you come, like say if you're driving down the road and you come to a place where there's two cars parked, the tendency is to look at the cars and not look at the gap.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. So with that in mind, what I'd like us to try now is to go through a narrow gap. So we'll go round here and then see where the white van is.
Yeah.
And we've got those blue posts. We'll see if you can get the car in between there. So again, it's fast hands, slow speed. That sounds like a plan.
Okay then.
Off you go when you're ready. Always remember, when we're practicing all this kind of stuff, anything that's new, I do have the controls here, so if it goes wrong, I will jump in and help. But it won't. Well done. Excellent. So we'll go in the gap between the bays, the first one. I'm not sure he's left us enough room, but if we took over to the left, and then we'll turn in just after the van, in the parking bays just to the left of the blue posts.
Just to the left.
That's it. Well done.
Right again, yeah.
That's it. And then we'll keep over to the left, and if you can drive through the second bay in, as though that was the road.
Okay.
Well done. And then again we'll go around the van. How'd that feel?
Not too bad actually. I have practiced going through parking spaces before.
Aha, splendid.
My boyfriend did it when we were at the little car park, and he always pretended to try and park, even though I couldn't do it.
Well, it takes a lot of fine control. So this time, if we cut across to the right, and we'll go around a left loop.
Left loop.
That's it. Yeah, please. Again, followed it around like it was a road, and then we'll cut round the van again, so that we're steering on this side. Surprising what your peripheral vision can take care of. So again, we'll cut in, this time with the blue posts on our left hand side.
Oh, I'm a bit fast now.
That's it, but you've adjusted. Now we'll cut across over to the left hand side. Find a convenient place to pull up. and relax. How was that?
Alright, hunky-dory.
So, hunky-dory. I like that, hunky-dory. So, in terms of smoothness, were you moving off and stopping? How's that working now? Because obviously while we're doing the steering...
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah,
better.
Every time we're adding something new, you're doing stuff that you've already done.
Yeah.
So by the time we come to the sort of lessons at the end of the range of things, you'll have pulled off and stopped 1,000 times.
Yeah. So
we're just building on it all the time. These are all key skills. You're going to get steering, gear changing, which we'll look at in a second, and on observations. And that nice delicate clutch control. So let's have a look at that in terms of targets. That's the wrong book. That's in your bag. And you can mark those while I look at these. There's a pen here if you need one.
Yeah, I've got one.
Oh, you've got one of your own. How's that for well prepared?
I'm good today.
Splendid. So lesson number 3, steering. The changes in this book, the older book, the blue one, you'll notice in there, the targets say I can, or I am able to. We've changed that in this one to I feel confident in my ability to. So it's you that's making that judgment call. So apply full and left, I'll start that again. Apply full and, we're doing well here, aren't we? Full left and right lock in a safe, smooth and controlled manner. Do you feel confident about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let you take yours off. I won't mark this one because then I'll ruin another one. Steer accurately around curved and sharp corners. Now, we haven't got curved and sharp corners, but we've kind of done that by setting up scenarios like steering
With
close
the
to the post, around the van, around these bits here. So, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Round bends, stationary objects, and through narrow gaps.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much it for steering, isn't it? The steering that you've done there, any other steering you're going to do is going to be something like what you've done, or part of that. And it's something that you just get the feel of, which is cool. Excellent. So, ancillary controls. Do you know how to turn on dipped headlights?
No.
Just down to the right underneath the air vent, there's a round button. If you turn that one click, you'll see the lights will come on, the little, oh sorry, one more. There you go. So that tells you that the lights are on, but they're dipped. Do you know how to put them on main beam? Yep, it's up here, that one. Have a play.
No. Twist. The one I stay on.
So that one's flashing it. Oh, that's not right the way on. So that's the side lights on. If you twist the knob one more, that's it. So side lights, headlights. So that the headlights are on now.
Right.
That puts it on me. You see the light? That's main beam. To flash, pull towards. Any idea what you would use that for? Flashing headlights.
No.
It gets used for all sorts of things, but it's only a signal to let other people know that you're there. Say, for example, you were going to overtake somebody and you weren't sure they'd seen you. Or, you know, it's to alert somebody to your presence. What it gets used for is people go, flash, flash, after you, mate. Can you think of any dangers associated with that? Any ideas what might go wrong with that?
Because people might be flashing to let people know that they're there, but then other people think, oh, they let me out, and they're not, and they're both.
Could have happened by accident as well, couldn't it? So you will see it. People will flash you. We'll look at it and make the decision based on some other factors. Does it look like he's letting me out? Has he made eye contact? Do I feel safe doing it? And if
Is
you're
it
not,
going like this?
exactly right. And then that's obvious, isn't it? But we've got to be very careful with flashing headlights. You can also get caught out if you do something. If you drive abroad, in some areas of the continent, when somebody flashes the lights, it means I'm coming through, not you're coming through. So we have to be very careful with it. Fog lights. Any idea where they are?
Not really.
Have a look at the switch that you turn the lights on with. You see just to the left of it. there's a couple of little buttons.
Oh yeah.
So you have a play with them, press them in, see what happens. See that they come on there. That's the front ones.
Yep.
If you press the other button, that's the back ones.
Huh.
It's dead easy. Any idea when you would use them?
When it's foggy.
Yeah. But any idea when you should turn them back off?
When you come out of fog.
Yeah. General gauge is 100 metres, but people quite often, you'll have seen them when you've been in a passenger in a car, people put them on, don't turn them back off, and they're really quite bright.
It's like with hiding or whatever. My boyfriend's always complaining because people have it on and it blinds him in all his mirrors.
Well, they do, yeah. Nice thing is, I think we've got this posh little thing, this little sensor. It actually dims the mirror electrically. Yeah. Very clever. Mine doesn't have that, it's not that posh. But sometimes you've got a little switch on there that can dim it. Well, you probably know that. Windscreen washers and wipers, do we know where they are and how they work?
These ones.
Yeah, go on, have a play. Do you know how to wash them?
There's a squirty thing, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Have a play. There you go. So, when you're driving a strange car, it's always... Go on, have a play. You can't break it. There you go. When you're driving a strange car, it's always best just to familiarise yourself with where everything is. Because the last thing you want to be doing is when you need this stuff is to be, messing around with
still
it.
going, I don't know how to turn that off.
Okay, have a look at the little sign. If you push it away from you, that should stop it.
Yeah.
Push it away again, it turns it back on. Do you know where the horn is? Do you know how to use it?
To let people know that you're there.
Yep, but you know how? Yay!
Beep.
Everyone's like, what are they up to? But you're right, to let people know that you're there. That you're there. Any idea when you shouldn't use it?
When you're angry.
Yeah, and that's when it does get used. How about times of day? Any idea?
Not sure. Early morning?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to be using the horn at midnight, so have a look in your highway code and in the book. It's 11 till 7. You shouldn't be using it.
11 till 7?
Yeah, I'll leave you to look at it. And then hazard flashing lights, do you know where they are? Hazard warnings. Do you know what they're for?
When you're broken down?
Yeah. Any other time you might use them, do you think?
Not sure.
Okay. If you're driving down, say, a motorway, or maybe even a faster moving dual carriageway, and you saw something ahead that was going to be a hazard to those behind, you might give them a quick pop.
Yeah.
Just to let people know, hey, something's up here. Other than that, you shouldn't be using them, but you see people using them for all the, they pull up outside the chip shop and put the hazard lights on, they fly into the newsagents to get their pay about. That's not what they're for. And you see people being told that put the hazard warning lights on. Well, in effect, you're signalling left and right at the same time.
Yeah.
So you really are confusing people. If you think about what we talked about last time about signals should help or warn other road users, that's not really helpful. So, ability to monitor and respond correctly to gauges, warning lights and other aids. You remember what we said last time about the colour of lights and what you should do about them?
No.
It's okay to say no. Orange is a warning that you should have checked immediately.
Oh, in dashboard.
Red, you should stop instantly. Alright, so okay, I'll take the blame. Bad question. Anything else we might use on here to monitor what's happening?
Whether your lights are on or not.
Yep. And
Whether
what about?
you've got any fuel in or not.
Absolutely. So that's another check. You'll be reading up on this for your theory test about the daily and weekly checks on the car. I like to check that everything's working on the car before I drive it. So I've done all the oil and water checks and everything on this car. There's a little routine that we use, or a little. It's powder, which is power, battery, oil, water. Any damage to the car, anything's going to fall off. Electrics do all the lights work, and R is for rubber. So it's powder. I add a Y at the end, powdery. And that's you. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Any idea what you might do? Say you were making a journey today that you had to make, you didn't have a choice, and you were feeling tired. How might that affect you?
I might fall asleep.
Or
We might not be as aware of everything.
What could you do in those circumstances? Any idea?
Have a nap.
Maybe delay the journey even. Yeah. Everybody's different. I mean, I suggested to a pupil a little while ago, well, maybe you'd have a little nap, and she was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Oh, why not?" She said, "Well, that makes me feel worse." It doesn't make me feel worse, but it makes. So it's having coping strategies that work for you.
I'll drink some coffee.
Yeah. Perhaps, I mean, we've warmed the temperature of the car up today. If you were feeling sleepy,
you could open the window.
Yeah.
It blows in your face.
If you're already feeling sleepy, making the car warm is not going to help you, is it? But how about other things? What else might affect you, do you think?
Feel ill.
Yeah. Anything else that might impair your judgment while you're driving? I'm thinking of, after you've passed your test and you're out and about doing normal drivey type stuff. How about other people in the car? What do you reckon?
True. If they're being silly, annoying and loud.
And people are.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Tell them to shut up, I won't go any further. Can I get out now?
That's right. So it's it's better to have a think about it now and to perhaps have a strategy in place so you know what you're going to do if it actually happens. And that is a common cause of accidents. Driver being distracted by people mucking about in the car. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking to put in place with this. It's all about making you a good decision maker. And those are the decisions that are the real important ones. Driving while you're tired, the biggest cause of accidents, being distracted, that kind of stuff. Messing around with controls. A common one is messing around with the radio.
Yeah.
So this car has the controls for the radio on the steering.
Yeah.
But there's lots of things you can do that might help. Like, for example, in my car, I have all these presets set up so if I want a particular station, I know where it is.
Yeah.
And it's, I'll load things up. In my car's, this one hasn't, but my car's got the iPod dock in. So I've got it set up, and I'll set that up before I start so that I'm not tempted. Even though I'm a very good driver, looking down here for the radio takes me eye away from the road. So it's simple little things, same as like the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a Bluetooth hands-free in mine, so I can answer the phone without touching it, having to pick it up. But it's still a distraction, so I try not to. So if you ever phone me through the day and the voicemail's on, it's because I'm driving. Because it only takes a moment's distraction. Yeah. Anyway, that's an aside. So, have a look on here. We've also got test requirements in here. It isn't just about passing the test. It's about turning you into a safe driver. But this'll give you an idea on each lesson what it is they're going to look at and how they're going to assess you, what they're looking for you to be able to do, what they don't want you to do. And a lot of learners find that very useful. So, do you want to do some more on that, or would you want to move on to the other part, gears? What do you reckon?
I think I've got the steering alright. It's just these silly bits and bobs.
Well, the nice thing is they're set up on modern cars these days so that you don't have to take your hand off the wheel. You can actually reach.
Yeah.
So you can work those. And again, we're going to be using them all the time, so it's just.
I'll get used to it.
Yeah, of course you will.
Well, I've started getting used to signal left and right, so.
Yeah, well, it's because you've used those a bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, what we'll do is we'll swap seats. Oh, it's going to rain. And I'll take us over to where we can do our gears lesson. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Then we'll swap seats. If you turn the engine off before we get out, so we'll make the car safe, just in case. It makes that noise because the key's in, and the lights are on. Yep. Oh, that is a cold wind, isn't it? Ooh.
Right in the middle of the field, so.
We are. So there's nothing to stop the wind just like ripping across. So make yourself comfy.
You've twiddled me up mirrors again.
I have. Sorry. So you have to twiddle them back. So look at the gears. I know you've done the quiz and you've got all your answers correct. But it's the basic principle is gears to go, brakes to slow.
Yeah.
So we want to do a series of exercises that allow you to get the feel of the car and what gear it needs. So what I'd like us to do is to just set off like we would do normally, and just change up when you feel that it's needed.
You need it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do it.
And what we'll do is we've got loads of room, so we can get right up to 5th gear here.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is once we get up to 5th, we'll come over and just come to a stop. And we're stopping and not moving off again. So do you think you need to change gear on the way to stop or not? What do you reckon?
No.
We're just stopping the gear we're in. If we were doing that, say we were coming up to a giveaway line and we knew we were going to use 1st gear, well, there's no point in changing down through the gears,
You just
because
stop, and then
you
when
just
you stop, you do it.
select the gear you need
Yeah.
to negotiate whatever the hazard might be. So do you want any help from me, or do you want to just have a go? Or?
No, I think I'll just have a go.
Okay.
Because I mean, I got up to 2nd last time. I just need to remember to put clutch down.
That's all right. Well, it's just practice, isn't it? You know, how many times have you done it? You know, so have a think about, you know, when you do anything new, how many times does it take? You don't get it right straight away, do you?
No.
So we'll just deal with it. But I mean, the nice thing about that was that you didn't put the clutch on, but you worked it out for yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't have to tell you. And we're coming away from this idea of me talking you through everything, and then, you know, gradually you doing it on your own, because it's kind of learning by rote.
It takes too long.
Well, it does. Whenever you're ready, off we go. And obviously while we're doing this, we're building on what we did last week with the moving off and stopping and all the bits and pieces that go with that. Well done.
Forgetting clutch already.
It's all right. That's a good judgment call. You did think about it, the signal, but you saw that he was going the other way. I assume that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're ready. How does that feel?
A little bit scary because we're going a bit faster.
Of course. Again, look at the gap. Because it's very easy to look at the car. Well done. How does it feel now?
A bit more in control.
Yeah, good. What's the car telling you? Anything or nothing?
Just when it wants to go a bit quicker.
It sounds a bit whiny. That's well done. Good.
Just keep going straight, yeah?
Yes. We have priority here, although the lines disappear. Well done. So what we'll do is, once we're past this little bit, once we get over this little brow of a hill, we'll look for somewhere convenient to stop. We need a signal. What do you think?
No, because I don't think he really needs
Okay.
one.
I'll let you pick a spot and bring us to a stop. That's good. Good. And relax.
Phew.
How was that?
A little bit scary because of the speed. but
Of course. It's the first time. You've been that fast and it feels like 1,000 miles an hour the first time you get up to that speed.
A bit bubbly. Because
Well,
it's
it's-
sort of going to look and then remembering I wasn't supposed to look. Going back.
Well, it's just learning the routine, isn't it? And just getting the feel for it. So, if we were going to have another go at that, and I'm suggesting maybe we should, what would you do different?
Try not to look, try just to feel for it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to get up to 5th, because obviously I don't want to go any faster than like 40 mile an hour.
That's
down
okay.
this road.
Well, we'll see how we do. We'll change to 5th when you feel comfortable with it.
Right.
So we're not going to look. Anything else we might do? Or anything else you want to do, rather?
Try not to wobble.
Okay. How might you do that, do you think?
Keep my hand sort of firmer and keep looking at the road rather than old mirrors.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. So you've got 2 hands on the wheel. As you take one off, maybe just grip with the other one.
Firmer.
And just hold it steady. You don't have to do anything with the car. I mean, it's very easy for me to say, because it's, I've done it 1,000 times, but you just relax. You've got much more time than you think. Everybody rushes their first gear changes. Everybody. But you've got all the time in the world. Do you want any help from me?
Any tips?
Take your time. Just slow everything down. We have all the time in the world. The key thing is that we get everything to feel right. Once you've got it sorted, you can put as much speed on it as you want. It's just allow yourself tons and tons of time.
Yeah.
And you've highlighted what we're going to do, so we're going to have another go this time. You're going to try not to look and look with your hand.
Yeah.
You're going to stiffen your thing on there and just sort of things in. Whenever you're ready.
Still going down here?
Yeah. Oh, we've got this road goes on for ages. So just before we pull out, how do you think you're moving off and stopping was?
Moving off alright, stopping was a little bit firm, but I wasn't sure how to do it because it sort of didn't seem to go as slow as what I thought it would when I took my foot off the accelerator. It's still going fairly fast.
Yeah, once we've
so
got that momentum.
I wasn't used to that, so...
Yeah. It's just different, isn't it?
But obviously it's just tapping the brake a little bit more, but not putting it down as hard.
Was it smooth?
Fairly smooth.
Yeah. How was our observation, do you think?
Quite good, because I checked to see if I needed to indicate or not.
I was going to say, did we signal correctly? Well, the answer is yeah. Anything you might add to that?
Check blind spot.
Absolutely. Whenever you're ready, off you go. All coming together though.
Yep.
Well done. And when you feel the need. You to make the decisions. Well done. Nice. Selective. Now I've got a bit of space, so if you feel comfortable. Well done. And then what we'll do this time as an exercise is just let the car speed start to come down and take it down through the gears when you think the speed is right. That's it, well done. So there's no dramas, so the speed must be right. What we'll do is just use a little bit of brake and just bring the speed right the way down, and as we're coming almost to a stop, drop it into first gear, and then we're going to just work on maybe just trundling along the road. This is the sort of thing you'd need to do in slow moving traffic.
Yeah, like on motorway if it's jam packed and...
Yep. Manoeuvring, that kind of stuff. Find a convenient place to pull over.
I'll just get past this bridge.
Yeah, no problems. Let you decide. And relax. How was that? How'd that feel?
Yeah, it wasn't as wobbly.
So it's an improvement. It just takes time. It's like anything that you're learning that's new. But we got into fifth that time.
Yep.
How did that feel?
Alright, actually felt quite smooth when it was going along.
Alright. Couple of things that weren't quite right, but you put right.
Yeah.
So I don't need to say anything, do I?
Not really.
You know, but you sort of the gas. It's getting smoother every time you do it. So how was you moving off and stopping as well?
That was better that time.
Okay. Anything else we might add to it?
Blind spot again.
Correct. But don't worry about it. I checked. You know, it's the where we are now. We're sharing the responsibility for that sort of stuff. Eventually, I'll pass that completely to you. But while you're working on something new, you know, I feel it's much more important that I let you concentrate on that. Because it'd be easy to be blind spot, blind spot, and it's like, oh, it's too negative.
Yeah.
Do you know why you're not checking it? Any idea? Because I'm an idiot.
Probably because I'm not used to turning around and looking at time.
It's because you're working on something else. You know, if we were just moving off and stopping, you'd probably remember. Because you did it fine last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's no problems with it. It's because we're thinking about something new. Stuff we already do sometimes gets a bit wobbly or a bit rusty. Doesn't really matter. The key thing is that we're working on these new skills, and how do you think those new skills are coming?
Better.
In terms of the targets for this lesson, do you think we've met those, or?
Well, I remember to put clutch down, and that were one of the targets.
Yeah. Well, shall we have a quick look? Let's just see what it says. Let's see, because it's. Let's see if we change gears 1 to 3 and 3 to 1 in sequence. Have we done that? Have we gone 1 to 5 and 5 to 1?
Yeah.
Have we changed gears selectively, missing gears out?
Yeah, because I went straight from 2 to 4.
You did it without me even saying. What made you change to 4?
I don't know, I just felt like it just needed it a bit more, because I think the speed that we're going.
That's exactly right. Because you'd picked up a lot of speed in second, there was no need for third. Can you think of any time when that might happen? Obviously, just now, but what else might cause you to pick up speed quickly?
Going onto motorway, off a slip road.
Yeah, you might be properly gunning it because you want to get up to speed, and you've gone past the speed where you would maybe go into third. How about if you're moving away downhill? Would that affect it? Do you think?
Yeah, because you go faster, you roll faster, don't you? So.
Yeah, you've got gravity helping you as well. So, but you're right. It was the right judgment call, and you did it on feel, and that's what it's about. You know, the car tells you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. Slow down in any gear. Select first gear and use clutch control to crawl along the road.
Yeah.
What we just did, isn't it? Recognise when I need to change gear up or down by the sound of the engine.
Yeah.
Now this is one we haven't done. Anticipate when I need to change gear to deal effectively with any major uphill or downhill gradients, because we're kind of on the flat here. When we come to do the next lessons, we will be in an area where we'll be uphill and downhill, so you'll need to make a call on which gear do I need here. So do you feel confident in your ability to do those?
Yeah.
Did I help?
A little bit.
Did I?
Odd tip.
Oh, yeah, well, but I wasn't. Who made all the decisions there?
Me.
Yeah, that's the key thing. And you can ask for hints and tips anytime you like. It's you know, I'm not going to say, well, I'm not going to tell you.
Look it out by yourself.
Well, I mean, the idea behind it is that, you know, we shouldn't give instruction. That's what some of them will say, but it's, if that's what you need, that's what you need.
But sometimes you might have completely no idea whatsoever.
Well, it's just another way of doing it. Suddenly got busy again. It's just another way of doing things. Well, when I do this, I would generally, and it might help you, it might not. You can also start to pick up an awful lot of things by just, you'll be watching other people drive a lot more closely now. Have you started criticising yet?
No, not yet.
It's only a matter of
But I
time.
haven't been in car with my mum yet, so. She'll probably shout at me, tell me pull over, tell me to get out.
So how do you feel about those?
Yeah, quite confident.
Yeah, it's alright, mate. Do you want to have another go?
Yeah, but I have to put my windscreen wipers on now.
You will. Can you remember how to do that? There you go. Bingo.
Need a bit faster.
So what we have at the end of this road,
Not
you
that
can just see.
fast.
You can just see, if you watch the car in front of us, you can
Yeah.
just see he's going to go around a bend to the right. It then bends around to the left, so we get the chance to practice our gears and a little bit of steering here.
Right.
So we'll go up through the gears, and then what I'd like you to do is to have a look at the corner that we need to go around and make a judgment call on the speed we need to go and the gear that we might need. We might be able to go around at the speed we're at in the gear we're at, but I'll let you make that call.
So we're going to go around to the right and then around to the left?
Yeah, we're just going to follow this road.
Right.
And then once we get on the next straight bit, we'll pull over and stop on the left. So what might we add this time, do you think? Everything's smoothing out okay, so it's probably just practice.
Check blind spot.
Yay! When you're ready, off you go. Well done. Do we need a signal? What do you think? What about this guy here?
Oh, yeah. You already knew anyway.
That's good. Well done.
That guy's turning.
Good. Good call.
Forgot clutch.
That's fine. You sorted it out. Good call. So as we look at the bend from back here, start having to think about what speed do I need to be? Is this about the right speed, do you think?
No.
Okay. So sort the speed out first and then decide which gear you need. Does that feel about right?
For a corner, yeah, I think so.
Yep, that's a good call. Let's see how it feels as you go around. How did that feel?
Quite smooth.
That's because you're in the right speed, in the right gear.
There's a right turn there, isn't there?
We're bent round to the left this time.
Left,
So
that's okay.
again, same routine, but because we're approaching a hazard, where else might we need to check? I think. That's it. Well done.
Yeah, it is.
So again, sort the speed out, and then think about the gear. I think you're quite right. It's the right speed and the right gear. Find a convenient place to pull over on the left. And relax. How'd that feel?
Screen wipers are annoying.
Yes, they are. It's particularly when you've got this amount of rain, where they need to be on, but they're drying out a little bit, so they squeak. Now, if you click the button down once,
Wrong side.
yeah, that should put it on intermittent, so it'll only wipe every few seconds. But it's still annoying when you get that. So how did that feel then, in terms of moving off and stopping? Let's analyse it all. How was that?
Fine.
Did we add the blind spot in that time that we said we were
Yeah.
going to? Cool. Did we signal correctly?
Sort of. I forgot at first, but then the guy went past already anyway. And then the second one was turning, so...
Okay. What might you change about that, do you think? What would help you there?
Probably just a signal anyway.
Possibly. How about when you did the observations?
We'll do them first and then...
Yeah, but then again,
And then again.
just before
Yeah.
you're going to go. Yeah, cool. Slow moving trailers. How about your gear changes? Is that improving?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you think we've met the targets for today? We probably have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well done you. So looking at what comes next, now we've got some options there. This is now options start to open up for us. If you have a look at your skills diagram. Next is coordination. Now we've done a bit of that because we've coordinated some of our gears and some of our steering as we've done the bends and you made the judgment calls. We're doing more of that. Or we can't start on the manoeuvre route. M1 is straight line reversing. So we've used all the forward gears. That then gets us to use reverse. Or we can do the coordination, entirely up to you. Whilst we're doing this lesson, I've got an area in my mind that I think will work for us, but we're probably going to need to cover maybe a little bit of basic junctions to do that, which is fine. Any thoughts at this point, or do you want to have a think about it?
Coordination.
We're just going to basically practice everything that we've done here, but we'll be doing it in places where there's some uphill, downhill. We'll probably be pulling away from behind parked cars, all that kind. So we're basically, what we're doing is we're refining all the stuff that we've done now. So we're just getting everything to work smoothly. I've got a nice place to be able to do that. But it does also involve basic junctions, so we can tie the two together.
Yeah.
If that's, or we can do the manoeuvre route.
Which is reversing.
Straight line reversing. If you want, you can just have a look in the book, look at the quizzes, look at it on the video, and decide for yourself. And, so we can make one of those a provisional plan. But as you already know, it doesn't need to be cast in stone. So do you want to decide on that now, or do you want to have a think about it?
I've done number 4 now.
Okay.
It sounds better just getting it all refined, and so I can do
Well,
it
yeah,
properly
I
rather
mean-
than jumping into something else.
Brilliant. Well, if you want to have a look at the coordination lesson and then do the quiz, so we're prepared for that next time. And if time permits, maybe we can do the 2 like we did today.
Yeah.
Happy? Transfer all your marks to your
Okey-dokey.
system. I think we've got all those 3 now, all kind of ticked off, haven't we?
Yeah.
Everything we do from now on is a combination of those.
Using the basics.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why we spend that extra time getting it right, because it'll stand you in good stead now, because you've got a good skill set. You can use those in other situations. Whereas if a lot of instructors just launch, once you've done moving off and stopping, just launch straight into basic junctions. You're leaving holes that make junctions very difficult for learner drivers. Most learner drivers will tell you they don't like junctions. It's stopping and starting they don't like, because they haven't got it right yet. And to do that in junctions, it's a bit of a big ask. Brilliant. Well, let's swap seats.
I'll drive home, it's alright.
Oh, okay. Knock yourself out. If you don't mind, I'll have a little nap because I'm feeling a bit tired. Take us home.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that.